Hey, Jason here again with daytradingfearless.com. Make sure you check us out at our website for S&P Emini future trade setups and trade ideas. And also, I do one-on-one mentoring. So stop by and check us out. So today we're going to talk about market profile trading. This is an updated video from my other videos, but just kind of want to go over a couple things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post all the links to these charts in the description below. So if you're a Thinkorswim user, make sure you kind of click on them, save them, and use them in your everyday trading. I think they're one of the best charts for market profile that I've been able to create just with the way Thinkorswim does all their data collection, but they seem to work pretty much be dead on. So like I said, I've spent years trying to perfect them and all that, and I think we finally have them. So the first chart is a 15-minute market profile chart. Okay, this chart is going to give you the market profile or aka volume profile on this exact chart. And this right here is for the last 5 days, right, from where price has been. Okay, so it's a 5-day 15-minute chart. So this is a volume profile for the last 5 days. Okay, each one is price action and the volume profile for each day. Okay, now if you don't know how to read market profile, let me give you a quick crash course. Okay, and I'm going to try and make it as simple and as easy as possible. Think of this as a tree. Okay, and these areas that protrude, right? You have what are called high volume nodes and low volume nodes, right? These low volume nodes are where very little price traded. Okay, these high volume nodes are where price is actually traded a ton. Okay, price will keep going back and forth at those levels for a long time, and as price builds, right, more and more trades go off, this actually gets farther and farther out. Okay, easiest way to think of it as a tree. As price falls, okay, if you fall and you're falling from the sky down into the trees, well, the bigger branches are actually going to catch you, right? So what should happen is as price is falling, okay, as price falls, you should see buyers step in, okay, because the branches are going to hold you up. Now, low volume nodes, as you can see, we kind of bounce right here at the low volume node, okay, on the bigger picture. We bounced at the low volume node and we're starting to go up, okay? Now, low volume nodes could go one of two ways. Either price will stop and reverse at it, or price will blow right through it, okay? But the high volume nodes, okay, are going to be the better trade because chances are price is going to stop at that level and try and bounce, okay? So if price actually came down, right, to this low volume or high volume node, chances are price will bounce back up. And then as price bounces back up, what it's going to do is it's going to fill in all these low volume nodes, right? So that's kind of, think of it as a distribution, right? So right here, it's almost like we have a whole distribution right here where, okay, this is one, and then we go from here. So price will discover, and this will be your second, and then you have a low volume node, then you have a third, right, low volume node, and then you have a fourth, right? So as price falls, it's going to find all these support levels to actually bounce from. Okay, that's kind of the easiest and most basic way to kind of get into it, to start you off at the ways to look at it and the ways to trade it. Okay, on the simplest form, the way I like to trade it, let me get rid of all these levels, is I would be a buyer right here, right? I'd be a buyer at this 2124 level because it's a high volume node, right? So chances are if price starts to fall, I won't be a buyer because everybody else in the algos are going to be buyers. Okay, if price comes down here, maybe I'll try and buy. Maybe it stops there for a quick little bounce, but I like the high volume nodes here. Definitely a high volume node. Look for the bounce, okay? If price start to fall below this level where it's all low volume, I'll just step aside, because what price will do is it'll probably kind of either fall right back down or it'll start to bounce around, chop around to start to build out the volume profile, okay? Now these charts over here, these are kind of, this top one is an extended trading hours market profile chart. The white line is where the most volume's traded. The yellow line is where 70% of all the volume's traded, right? So the most volume traded here, right? And then right here, these yellow lines is where 70% of the volume is traded. And same as down here and over here, okay? Yellow lines here, they're just drawn to be red, okay? That's where the most volume's traded. That's very significant, okay? Now, right here is, you could see this was all of yesterday's action. This was all of today overnight action from the was a 5 p.m. Close on in a New York time, okay? So these levels are going to be very significant. If price kept falling, chances are we would find support, okay, at this high volume the value area high, value area low, and the POC, point of control, okay? Value area low, and then the point of control. Chances are if price actually kept falling, we would see price go and bounce, right? These have never been touched, so they're called virgin points of control or virgin points of value area high and low. But usually the very first test, you will see buyers step in and try and buy it up. So I would love to be a buyer at this 2100 level here, okay? I'd be a buyer here, so on, so on. You can use these levels, see if they match up with other levels on your other charts to see if there's support there. So here we're at 2132, so we'll come over here. What's at 2132? Right here, a low volume node, right? So potentially, if we zoom in over here, we could say, hey, there's a support level right here at 26. Maybe it just blows through this low volume and then comes down to the support level. So I wouldn't do that as much, but this 2100, okay, I actually would really like, because I know it's a significant overnight naked virgin point of control that has not been touched yet. This bottom chart is a today only 3-minute chart. This is from the opening bell from 9:30 Eastern time. Okay, so it's only regular trading hours. And the yellow line is a 50%. Okay, so it just kind of plots the 50% high to low. And then these are Fibonacci levels right here. Okay. So as you could see, price kind of fell, right? We bounced, but then we bounced around here. Well, this white line is the point of control. And look at what we did, right? We're the most volume traded. We traded here for a while, and now we're starting to lift higher. We found resistance at the value area high, right? Now, remember, this line will always be moving, but we know if price comes back down, probably this will find support. And think of it as price is trying to draw a picture, right? Price will just keep kind of trade at a certain level to build this picture out, kind of like it did here. A lot of times a bell-shaped curve. So maybe we blow through here, come back up, and then start to pull back and have a double distribution day, kind of like what we did over here, right? See, low volume node, second distribution. Okay. One more thing that I want to show you on this chart that's pretty cool. I kind of backward engineered this for everybody. Is you have these, and it's kind of hard to see, but this purple moving average line is a 1 minute 200 period chart, or a moving average exponential. What that means is if you pulled up a 1 minute chart and plotted a 200 period exponential moving average line, that's where it would end up, okay? This turquoise is a 5 minute 200 period exponential, and then the 200 period on the 15 minute, okay, chart. So if you look right here, this purple and the blue are actually acting as they're both lining up. So if you actually pull up a 1 minute and a 5 minute and you put a 200 period exponential on both charts, guess what it's going to do? It's going to show you these exact numbers almost to the T. And as you could see, price rallied up into it and it's starting to pull back. So you could use these as support and resistance. And then this is the 15 minute period moving average, okay, the 200 period moving average on the 15 minute chart. So if price comes down here, I'd look to be a buyer. The very first test, it hasn't touched it for a while. Chances are buyers will step in. Maybe they'll blow through a little bit down to this 31 level if it did happen. But again, just something to be aware of. But that's how I use these. The reason I did this is so I could see where the 200 EMA is on a 1 minute and 5 minute, but I don't need those charts up. I could just see everything directly from here. So that's the way I like this chart. This chart I love. I know if prices actually again chop around, right? See how we kind of have volume coming out here, but nothing here. Chances are over the next little while, we'll probably bounce around at this level to build out this volume. So it's all great. So it becomes a nice symmetrical bell shape. For anybody who doesn't understand kind of the markets, it's kind of like the markets will stay in one place for a while, right? That's where we see a lot of sideways action. Well, essentially all they're trying to do is they're trying to build value. That's it. And so when you start to see that, you're like, hey, that's kind of cool, because now I know price is going to chop around. So maybe I'll go short here, right? Look for here. I'll buy it back, right? Maybe go long, hoping it fills out this area, and by the end of within the next hour, 2 hours, price will actually, all this gray or the open black area will become gray and look like what it looks like down here. Kind of like this, right? This is a little low volume node. Chances are price will come here, fill this, spend a little time here, okay? Find buyers, but fill this will come out here, and then it'll be able to resume its trend back up. So I hope this video helps on market profile. Again, I'll leave all three or a link to the chart with all three of these studies and everything set up. So all you need to do is download it, save it, and you're all set up. If you have any questions, send me an email, jason@daytradingfearless.com. Remember, I do mentoring and coaching. I only charge $25 an hour for one-on-one. And also my website, daytradingfearless.com. Make sure you check it out for S&P Emini future trade levels and trade ideas on a daily basis. Thank you.